What's going on, everybody? Welcome on this extremely hot July 5th. And I want to talk about something about it comes from the old expression, you should never want to meet your heroes, right? And that expression comes from when there are people that you look up to, that you admire, that inspire you, that you see as some kind of idol, whatever you want to call it. What usually happens is whenever you get a chance to meet that particular person in person, you sometimes come away feeling disappointed because they may have said something to you, they may have treated you a way that wasn't desirable, that you didn't like, or they may act a certain way that just turns you off. That's why they say you never want to meet your heroes in person because you'll be disappointed. Well, the problem I have with that is too many times we put certain people on pedestals, and I'm not even faulting people for doing that, for putting someone on a pedestal. But we put them on a pedestal and forget the fact that they are humans and that your heroes are just as flawed as you are. I mean, if we're all people, we're all humans, we're born, we'll die, all that stuff. If you yourself know that you are not perfect, what sense does it make to then all of a sudden expect someone else to be perfect? We already know that human beings are not perfect. We're flawed, damaged most of the times. We're imperfect. You know, we're works in progress, right? Works in progress. We know this already. So why do people get upset when they find out that their heroes, quote unquote heroes, have an attitude one day, or in a bad mood one day, or they may say something that's just not at the best moment. They may say something that's not the best, that's inappropriate. We all are like this. Your heroes are just as flawed as you. Pick a person that you admire the most, whoever it is, your parents, a musician, a movie star, an artist, a rapper, athlete, politician, scientist, whoever it may be. All of them are flawed. They're just as flawed as you. Okay? The only difference between your flaws and their flaws is that no one puts a camera in front of your flaws. No one records your flaws. Okay? No one puts your flaws on TMZ. No one cares enough about your flaws to make mention of them. But I promise you, if you were to take your idol's flaws, your hero's flaws, and you were to take your own flaws, they would match up. They would match up. You do the same thing. You've lied a few times. You've cheated on a test or something in school or something like that, or you said something inappropriate. You've done something inappropriate. You know, you may have made comments in the past that were not the best things to say or to think. We've all done it. Your heroes are just as flawed as you. And to me, when people tell me you never want to meet your heroes because they'll disappoint you, I actually I find it better that I know that my quote unquote heroes are flawed, because that lets me know that I'm not the only one. That it's not just me. That anybody can have a moment of just not at their best. Anybody. See, with celebrities have to put on a face for the camera so they can project their best self. But people who aren't celebrities do the same thing. What do you think Instagram is? Instagram, social media, period, has now given the quote unquote regular people a platform to put on their best face for 24 hours. Where if you were to go off of social media, no one's ever had a bad day. No one's ever said a curse word. No one's ever yelled at somebody. No one's ever been in a fight. No one's ever gone through heartbreak. No one's ever been broke before. Everybody's rich. Everybody's making money. According to social media, everybody is a celebrity. So if that's the case, if social media has made everybody a celebrity, but you know that you have days where you are not at your best, what makes you think that the actual celebrities, the ones that make millions of dollars to perform, what makes you think that they don't have days where they just not at their best? To me, the celebrity or the celebration of a person should come at the fact that despite their shortcomings, they still manage to at least strive for their best, either perform at their best or do their best, despite the fact that they have flaws like you and I. Because most folks, when their flaws are exposed, they hide, they cower, they cut off all communication because they have now been shown to be human. That's the weird part. Humans don't want famous humans to be human. Isn't that weird? Regular humans don't want famous humans to act like humans. You want them to act like deities, like a perfect being that never made a mistake, ain't got no scratches, ain't never had a nosebleed or a snotty nose, or ain't got no stretch marks or something like that. I mean, come on now. But we all know that these people are human. People go to jail, like regular folks go to jail. Celebrities go to jail. How many regular folks you know went to jail? And then how many celebrities you know went to jail? It's probably the same amount of people. Like I said, the only difference is a celebrity has a camera in their face. A celebrity's mistakes are put on social media. Your mistakes aren't. But your heroes, your inspirations are just as flawed as you. They do the same stuff you do. The only difference is there's a camera in their face and not yours. Because I promise you, if someone were to put a camera in your face or TMZ follow you 24/7, the same stuff that the celebrities do and they get in trouble for, and whatever they get exposed for them, will be the same thing for you. It'll be the same thing for you. Like I said, the only difference is they're on camera and you're not. So for me personally, I don't get bent out of shape when a celebrity says something that may be inappropriate. Because I know I've said something that's been inappropriate. The question is, what do you do after you have made a mistake, or after you have you were in a state of mind that wasn't the best? What do you do after that? That's what I look for. For me to say, oh well, you're a celebrity, you shouldn't say this, you should act this way. They're human beings first. Because I promise you, if a celebrity were to die, and if you were to die on the same day, the earth wouldn't care now one bit about who's in the ground first. You're both are going in the ground, and you're going to end up the same way. So, cut that out. Your heroes, your celebrities, are just as flawed as you are. Okay? So keep that in mind. When someone says something crazy, you say, okay, they made a mistake. They made a big mistake. All right. Just like you've made big mistakes before. You say, okay, now that I made a mistake, What do you do after you made the mistake? Do you repeat the same habit, or do you change your habit? The same thing that someone will ask you. You said something wrong, you did something wrong. Okay, now it's been exposed, it's been revealed. What do you do after you have made your mistake? Do you do the same thing, make the same mistakes, or do you change your actions and do better? Same thing. Nothing changes. The same rules apply to all people. All right, so just keep that in mind. Your heroes are just as flawed as you are. Okay, same thing, just as flawed. So hope that lesson reached one of y'all. And I catch you all later. Peace.